All right, let's begin with today's webinar. My name is Ashish Jagdale, data analyst at CloudFronts. And in this today's webinar of Power BI Deep Dive, I have with me my colleague Ankita Anchan and Prakash, who will be interacting with me in this webinar. So let's have a look at the agenda for today's webinar. So we'll be having a quick look at what is Power BI solution template. We'll have a demo on how to connect Scribe and CRM Online and get the data working into the Power BI. Then we'll have a look on the RLS, that is a row level security function of Power BI. We have already demoed in the previous webinar in the last month, but in this today's webinar we'll introduce one more function, that is username function, with the help of which you can implement the RLS without the need of hard coding any security implementation. And then we'll have a look on the Power BI updates for the last month and followed by the Q&A session. So beginning with Power BI solution template. So what is a Power BI solution template? Solution template are focused for customers and partners to get a working end-to-end Power BI solution on popular SAS applications like Salesforce, CRM Online, so that they can customize and extend their own needs. So what is the difference between a Power BI solution template and the Power BI content pack? So yes, they are different, but they look similar. So the goal of a content pack is to get a business user of SaaS applications within few minutes. For example, we have different SaaS applications in Power BI Online, like you can connect to CRM Online or Salesforce or Google Analytics within a few span of time by providing few details. But in case of Power BI solution template, there need to be an IT professional for running up this and providing the solution, because we are going to connect it to CRM Online using Scribe account, and then we might also need to customize those templates. So there is a need of an IT professional for handling this process. Whereas in case of Power BI content pack, it can be easily handled by a user. So what are the solution template targeted at? As I discussed earlier, so they are targeted at the IT professionals and not the daily Power BI users. So what will be the costing of the solution template? So yes, they are free, but it do require a Power BI Pro account, and also you might require a SQL license in case you are using, or you need to be registered on SQL Azure. Also, if you're depending on which integration service you're using, whether if it's a Scribe or it's an Informatica, so you need to pay for those services. And finally, the supported sources. So right now, Power BI solution template is supported for two sources. One is the CRM and another one is the Salesforce. And in case of CRM, it might be either a on-premise CRM or an online CRM. So what we are going to showcase in today's webinar is we'll be connecting to online CRM account using a Scribe Online, and then we'll push those data into this SQL Server on-prem. For more details, you can visit the link as shown on the slide deck for the Power BI community, and you can get more details about Power BI solution template. All right, so let's begin with the demo. So I hope you guys can see my screen. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my CRM Online with my SQL Server, which is an on-premises. So I'll select CRM Online, and I'll select over here SQL Server. Then I click Next. So I would require a Scribe account. So for instance, I have a Scribe Online account. As you can see, this is my Scribe account. And one more thing is you need to install a agent so that it helps in your replication process. You can click on New and you simply click on Install on-premise agent. So right now I have installed my agent and it's running. You can also check under services over here. So these are my different instance agents for Scribe Online, and right now it's in running state. Alright, so my agent is running. I can minimize this. I can connect to my Scribe account by using my email ID and password. I'll click on validate. So this is the first step, that you're connecting to your Scribe Online account, and you need to have a agent which is installed on your Scribe. As you can see, so this is my organization name and this is the agent. So I'll click next. Now I'll connect to my source, that is the CRM Online. I'll enter the email for the CRM account. It's alan@cloudfronts.in, followed by password. I need organization unique ID. So from where do I get this? I'll show you. I'll go to my CRM account. So this is CRM account for Alan Matthew. So to get this organization unique ID, you need to migrate to settings, customization, and once you're in customization, you need to click developer resources, and under the developer resources you will find that organization unique ID. Here it is. So I'll simply copy this organization unique name. I'll go back to my Power BI solution template. I'll click on validate. So right now we have done with two steps. First one is connecting to your Scribe Online account where there is Scribe agent installed and it's in running state. Second thing is you are connecting to your CRM Online account, which will act as a source, and you are providing the necessary credentials and the organization unique name. One more thing, whenever you're using a Scribe, you need to enable your application services, else it won't work in your case. So the application services in Scribe Online account needs to be enabled to make up and running. Alright, so CRM account has been validated and I will click on next. Now this is a third step, that is connecting to SQL Server. So what we are doing is we are getting all the lead entities of CRM like opportunities, leads, account into your SQL Server so that you can further customize as per your need. So what I have done is in my SQL Server, I've created one database with the name as PBIST, that is Power BI Solution Template, and it's a blank database, empty database. I'll connect to this server name and authentication mode as SQL Server Authentication. I'll click validate. So whatever entities we are going to pull from CRM Online into a SQL Server. So it will take with the help of your Scribe replication services. And one of the beautiful thing about Scribe is once you are done with this step, you don't need to schedule anything. You just have to monitor the activity. At every regular interval of 1 hour, it will keep on refreshing your data. That means it will pull your latest data from your CRM account into your database so that you're updated with the dashboard. Alright, so this has been validated and I will select my database which I have created, PBIST, and I'll click next. Right, so it will ask me the fiscal start year, whether if it's a Jan or if it's an April. You can select as per your need. And it also asks you where do you want to pull your actual revenue. So it's if it's from a closed opportunity or you want to keep blank. So for now I will keep it as the default values. I'll click next. Alright, so this is where you can see I mean whatever connections you have done so far. like which instance you have connected to Scribe, which instance you have connected to CRM, and your database, your username, and so on. Alright, so this is the final step to download and run the process. So the initialization has been started. So it will take few minutes, not few, might be 15 to half an hour. So what you can do is you can download the PBX file so that the process is going on in the background. You can also get the same process in your Scribe account. You can go to solution. So it will take a few minutes to go over here. Alright, so I'll come back to my solution template. You can save this file. Suppose I save this sales report. So I'll show you, I have a file which I have downloaded earlier. So this is how it will look, the default or the out of the box solution template provided. So as per your customer need, so these are the lead entities, account, leads, opportunities, product, user, and so on. So you get a out of the box report and you can customize as per your need. You can close this and the process will keep on going in the background. Alright, so when I come back to my Scribe Online account, you can see a replication service which is created. You can see the service type as RS, which means replication service. This service will help me to pull the latest data from a CRM account into a SQL Server database at regular interval of 1 hour. Once this is done, the status currently is starting, and once this is done, you can see the last runtime and the next runtime. And once you have customized all your report, you can upload this report to your Power BI Online account, and then with the help of gateway, Power BI gateway, you can schedule those packages. So this is how you can leverage the powerful and usefulness of Power BI solution template, and you can keep on going. Alright, so this was all about Power BI solution template. We'll move next to the next topic, that is using the username DAX function for implementing the row level security in Power BI. I'll hand over to my colleague Ankita Anchan, and she'll continue with the next topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashish. Hello, everyone. This is Sankita Anchan, and I'll be taking you through the username function in Power BI. So let's see. Okay, we have seen the RLS feature in Power BI in our last webinar. The link is as given in the slide. So in that, we have seen a scenario where there is an organization who is interested for opportunity details for sales of the products, where the CEO needs to see the data for all opportunities for the organization, whereas there are two sales managers who needs to see their own data for their people who are in their team. So it becomes difficult when you hard code the data for every time. We have taken an example where there are only two sales manager, but it may happen that there are many sales manager for a big organization. So in Power BI, to achieve row level security, we have to hard code the username for every user in the role. So this becomes a tedious job. On the top of that, even the RLS feature in Power BI has a drawback where every time we republish the report, we have to reassign the role again. So for as many user you need to assign the role, you have to again hard code every time you republish or do any changes in the report. So this was a drawback what we have seen in our last webinar for basic RLS feature. But now last month Power BI team has introduced the username function that is a DAX function supported in Power BI. So what exactly this username function does is it returns the domain name and username from the credential given to the system at the connection time. So whenever a person logs in using the username, that is the email ID that person uses for logging into the Power BI online account, the system automatically creates an user for that user and the data gets automatically filtered, and the user logging in with his ID could see only his own opportunities or data regarding his own. So let's take a look on the demo. So for that, first I'll show you the report that we have created. So this is an opportunity report that I have created. So the data set, we'll go to the model, what data exactly we are using. So the important thing to be kept in mind is there is an column which says that email ID is has the username function or the username for that user. So now you can see that the column here shows the login ID that the sales manager will be using for that logging into their Power BI account. So now here I'll be considering my account, Power BI online account, as the account for the CEO, and similarly we have another two colleague of mine, that is Prakash and Ashish. I'll be using their Power BI account as the account for the sales manager. So now let's take a look. So I'm here. So let's take a look what happens when I have published this dashboard on my online account. So this is the data. Let me take you to the column that has the data for login IDs. So here is a column that is sales manager that says that saves the login ID, that is the username for logging into the Power BI. So this acts as main column for all the data set. We have to assign the role based on this column using username DAX function, so that the system automatically generates the user ID when different user log in with their different IDs. So let's go to the Power BI online account. So first, so this is my account with name Ankita. So as you can see, I have created a dashboard here using the dashboard as username. So here we have a dashboard that shows the data for the complete organization. Now similarly, this dashboard I have shared with other two colleagues, that is Prakash and Ashish. So let's take a look on that. So as you can see, I am the owner for this dashboard and Ashish and Prakash can view this dashboard. So okay, I have shared this dashboard. I'll just now let us take a look on Ashish account. So this is an account, Power BI account named Ashish Jagdale. So now here he has the same username dashboard. So now what happens is when I go to the Power BI account, I go to the data set for that report. I'll right click and I'll go to security. The same steps that we have done in our previous webinar. I'll add the user, I'll add the email address of all the user I have to assign the role, and then on clicking rules, I'll go to the tables. Suppose we have multiple tables here. For demo, we have only one table. So I'll select that table. I'll go here and put that column name which has the username and create an username DAX function here. So this username, when I save this, it will automatically generate an row level security for the user. So now as you can see, this is my account, that is a CEO level account who can see all the opportunities for his organization. So what happens when a sales manager logs in with his ID, that is Ashish as a sales manager could see that only 85 opportunity on his dashboard, that is into his consideration. Similarly, when Prakash will log in to his account, so this is an account with Prakash. So now he could see only the open opportunities are 25. So this shows how it automatically get filtered. The same dashboard when viewed by different person from different level of hierarchy could see data as them as an owner and not the other data which they are not interested with. So this is how username function help us to get into the row level security as similar to the done in SSAS tabular model. So now using this username, we automatically get the user function that I can show using this. I'll go to the data set. So in the data set, we have created a measure called users. So let's take a table and I'll use this username user function. So let me increase the font so that it is visible to all. I'll increase the font. So now when using my account, this user measure automatically returns me as an user and not others. So I could see only data at my level. So this is how it helps. Now let us see what it shows in Ashish's account. So we have the same data set here. So you can check that this is an account with Ashish. So same thing I'll do with Ashish account and check what this username DAX function return. So let's increase the font first so that it is visible. Yes. And now you can see that the same tile shows Ashish as an user when using Ashish account and me as an user when I use my account. So this is how it automatically generates the current user who is logged into the Power BI and assign role becomes easy. So even if we want to republish it every time we make changes in the report, the reassignment of the role is easier and is simple to use. Okay, so this was all about the username function, DAX function in Power BI. So let's move on to our next part, that is Power BI updates. So these are the few updates last month that I'll be demonstrating to you. So report view, analytics, and data connectivity are the topics. So let's move on to the first, that is the report view. Let us open our PBX. So this is our same PBX that I'll be using to demonstrate the Power BI updates. So the first update is the tooltip that we are using. So suppose this is a tile. We know that we have a tooltip function, that is this black window that appears, which shows the column selected to visualize this tile. So now what happens is we have a good update with this, where we can add different measures related to this visual into the tooltip. Yes, these were the most demanded feature for Power BI, which they have introduced last month. Here is an option where you can see that tooltips. Here we can drag measures that are related to the. So as you can see, I had only two options in my tooltip, as and when I add the third column into the tooltip, nothing gets changed, but when I drag my cursor over the visual, I automatically get more detail on that tooltip. That is, the topic and the estimated are the by default columns that are visualized in this visual. But now when I added the open opportunity measures into the tooltip, I automatically get the open opportunity for each account. So this is how we can leverage the tooltip option, so that the visual says more about what actually it displays. So a very good feature. Then next is an conditional formatting. For that, I'll open a new page. Here we have an formatting thing that can be done using Excel. So let me create a table, say account, owner details, the pipeline phase, and say rating and estimated revenue. So this is a table that I have created. So now we have a conditional option, formatting option here, that can be used. Okay, now it is a bit visible. Now we have to go to the value option, and you can see a new option here, that is conditional formatting. So when I click on this, I get a window. So this formatting of a table cells gives a feeling of an Excel tables to our report. Yes, so now as I have selected the base value as my estimated revenue, I automatically get an minimum and maximum value. So by default, it will choose a minimum value and a maximum value. But in case I want to specify that this is a minimum value for my sake, so I can use the second option, that is number, and here you can enter any number that is feasible for you to be. You want to set it manually as this should be the minimum, this should be the maximum. So for now I'll be using the default value. The another option here available is diverging. So when I click into this, it will give me a third option, that is center. It is similar to the lowest and higher value, but we can also set a middle value for this. It also has a number value where you can specify that, say 1000 is a minimum for me, and 5000 is middle for me. I can change the color according to my need, what I want to select different shades for, say minimum, higher and lower. Say minimum is yellow and highest is red. So, and I'll click on OK. So as you can see, my data is showing different color, which helps me to automatically get that these are the minimum value and this is the higher range value account that I have in my organization. So this is how it helps, and if I want to remove this option, I have to just again right click. There is an option here to remove conditional formatting. I will click on this. So it will come to the basic table that is available in Power BI. So this was all about the report view. Coming on to the analytics, we have a new option here that is quick calc. So what exactly this does is it will return me the percentage of grant total of the column that I have selected. So here we have only one value column, that is estimated revenue. So I'll select that, right click and click quick calc option. So it will ask me for the base value, that is estimated revenue. What we want, that is we want the average percent, minimum percent, or other options. For now I'll keep the sum, and it will ask me for an option where I can calculate the percent of grand total automatically without creating any measures or calculated columns. So when I click on OK, you can see that my estimated revenue got changed to percentage GT, that is grand total of estimated revenue. So there is no calculations or measures to be created. We can directly get it through an option and the things are sorted. So let's move on to the last part of our webinar today, that is data connectivity. So in data connectivity, we have an filter row dialog mode. So I have to go to the query editor section for this. So let us go to the query editor section. So let's, there is some error. So here we are with the query editor section of our PBX file. Now as when we go to the filter option, we had a filter option when we right click on the column and go to filters. So when I click on say equals, before this update, we could only have a basic filter which can filter only on one column at a time. We can add different rules for the particular column. But now, when we click on this advanced section, we have an option where we can choose the column, that is the same data set. We can choose the column. Say I want to view where the pipeline phase should be equal to say qualify, and also I want to check whether rating is equal to hot. So now as you can see here, I have 15 columns and 142 rows with me in my data set. So as and when I apply this row filter and click on OK, they automatically my data got filtered, and now I have the 15 columns but the rows are just 17. That is, these rows are satisfying my both the conditions, that is My pipeline phase is qualify, and my ratings is hot. So you can check here that my rating is hot. So similarly, you can check the filter the rows directly, and multiple filters on multiple columns can be applied. The another update is we can drag and pull the or steps up and down just by clicking on the step and dragging it up or down. So if we have multiple steps applied on the data in the query setting, so we can change the order without undoing the steps. We can just drag and drop and get it sorted. So this is all about the updates this month. Hope you liked it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ankita. So you guys have any questions or any queries